Brazil is one of those places where everyone thinks is cool, but not many people actually go. Let's take a deeper look though. What's it really like? I'm your host Yusuf, and these are 10 scary prisons in Brazil they don't want you to know about. Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's go to South America. Number 10. Putim Prison. On Sunday, June 6, 1999, 345 out of 456 prisoners escaped from Putim Prison, a record for the Brazilian prison system. Another breakout took place at the jail last Christmas. This latest escape was the 8th in the brief history of the prison, which opened in 1995. Putim is not under-equipped. It has a closed-circuit television and radio system in addition to electronic locks and alarms. Sao Paulo's Secretary of Public Security, Marco Antonio Petroluzzi, declared this was worse than just poor management. I am convinced that there was criminal participation. We believe that people inside the prison were bribed to allow the jailbreak. Number 9. Carandiru Penitentiary. Officially, Sao Paulo House of Detention was a prison located in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The prison was designed and built by Samuel das Neves in 1920. When it was considered a model prison to meet the new demands of the 1890 Criminal Code. It was operational from 1956 to 2002, and at its peak was South America's largest penitentiary, housing over 8,000 inmates. In 1992, it was the site of the Carandiru Massacre. The Carandiru Massacre occurred on Friday, the 2nd of October 1992, in Carandiru Penitentiary in Sao Paulo, Brazil, when military police stormed the penitentiary following a prison riot. The massacre, which left 111 prisoners deceased, is considered by many people to be a major human rights violation. Number 8. Santos Pinheiro Penitentiary. This prison was the center for a large breakout involving a prison gang clash. A secretary said the clashes erupted between rival crime gangs. Every penitentiary system in Brazil was aware that something was about to happen, Castro told a news conference, but he said authorities were surprised when the riots erupted on a day the prisoners had visitors. A police officer who spoke on condition of anonymity because the uprising was still under investigation told the Associated Press there was evidence that the riot was started by the biggest criminal organization of Sao Paulo state. The organization, known as Primeiro Comando de Capital, is a powerful Brazilian prison gang that has been expanding into other states and even into Bolivia and Paraguay. Number 7. Urso Branco. This prison is notorious for its gang violence within the confines of the prison walls. Every year or so, a riot breaks out between rival gang members and they assemble their crews and just go at it. The most recent prison riot involving the rival gangs left possibly more than 40 inmates without their life. I say possibly because the government and staff at the prison are so far removed from the situations there that they actually don't know the real number. Actually, a police officer in the area is quoted as saying that we suspected that something was going to happen. There was tension. Well, if they suspected something was going to happen, why didn't you do anything? Number 6. Padrinas Prison. Some crazy stuff goes on inside of this walled-off hell. The cells are extremely overcrowded, and the overcrowding is blamed for the restlessness of the prisoners. At least 57 prisoners were slaughtered by other inmates during clashes between gangs in the penitentiary in the north of the country. Many of those who perished were burned alive after being locked in their rooms by lags from rival organized crime groups who set prison wings on fire. It was later seen by hidden footage that the rival gang used decapitated heads to play soccer. Number 5. Monte Cristo Prison. During a prison riot at this prison, 31 cons were slaughtered, disemboweled, and had their hearts ripped out. It seems to be a common occurrence for the most deplorable and disgusting thing you can imagine to happen inside of these prisons. The things I came across while researching this prison will probably haunt me for a week. Just be thankful we can't put the images in this video. Even though the riots are insane, on a regular day you can see inmates praying together and playing soccer with normal balls. There's a camaraderie between the inmates along with a detest for each other at the same time. Number 4. Desembargador Raimundo Vidal Pessoa Penitentiary. This prison is home to one of the most powerful gangs in Brazil. Brazil's most powerful gang, the Sao Paulo-based First Capital Command, PCC, split with the Rio de Janeiro-based Red Command gang when the PCC took over substance trading routes in Brazil's southeast. Previously, the two groups worked together to ensure a heavy flow of substances and arms over Brazil's borders. Members of the PCC were targeted in the first violent outbreak, which left 56 inmates without their life, many decapitated and butchered. It was Brazil's deadliest uprising in more than 2 decades. Number 3. Talavera Bruce Women's Prison. This one is actually kinda nice. Talavera Bruce Women's Prison held a beauty pageant for its inmates, spending a lot of time on taking care of the looks and comfortability of its female prisoners. Brazilian authorities say they organized the pageant to help the prisoners with their self-esteem and promote integration. Hairdressers and makeup artists volunteer their time to prepare the contestants, who are judged on beauty, appeal, and attitude. During the pageant, visitors may come and watch their wives, girlfriends, sisters, daughters, and friends look free as a bird. After the pageant, the inmates are allowed to hug and hold whoever came to see them. Number 2. Buraquequera Prison. A rebellion broke out of this prison, which led to guards being held hostage. The reason for the rebellion at the Buraquequera Penitentiary was not immediately clear, but local television stations cited a video allegedly recorded by an unidentified inmate who complained of sweltering heat and a lack of electricity in the prison. The prisoners were demanding the presence of the press and human rights groups. The rebellion comes as the outbreak has overwhelmed public services in the area, with authorities burying victims in mass graves and warning residents of a shortage of coffins soon. Number 1. Cadeano Pinheiros. This prison holds both normal inmates and those waiting for trial, even when not convicted of any crimes. Built in the upscale neighborhood of Via Leopoldina, the CDP Pinheiros has 4 buildings, which could be better called pavilions, occupying the same land and being separated by walls and ramparts. The Pinheiros CDP has a total capacity for 2,176 people, with 4 buildings. Until April 28, 2016, it housed 5,317 detainees who are waiting for a court hearing and trial. It receives prisoners from police districts as well as prisoners in transit from various prisons in the state of Sao Paulo. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like or comment if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time on Crime Time.